Alright, so today I'm going to make a video, or a few videos, going over my Magic the Gathering 540 card unpowered cube, starting with white. Because in Wooburg order, or whatever it's called, that is first. I'm going to start with the creatures. I'll do 1-drops. Dragon Hunter, Soldier of the Pantheon, Soul Warden, Gold Meadow Harrier, Elite Vanguard, Steppe Lynx, Mother of Runes, Mardu Woe Reaper. That's all the 1-drops. So, 2 power for 1 mana is always a good thing to have. And white's a fairly aggressive color. Or it can be. It can also be fairly controlling, but we'll get to that. So these are all 2 power for 1 mana with varying degrees of upside. I think this one's definitely the best because life gain, when it's incidental, is a good thing. And there's a lot of multicolored cards in my cube. And then there's the more utility-based 1-drops. So we've got Gold Meadow Harrier, which can lock down an opposing creature for a turn. Steppe Lynx, which more is not really utility. It falls in with the other guys, and it gets you a 2 power for 1 mana if you have a land drop that turn. Soul Warden. I don't know. I'm kind of unimpressed with Soul Warden. It's kind of just a card. It's not that great, I don't think. And then Mother of Runes, which is the complete opposite of Soul Warden, in that it is excellent. It protects your creatures, it protects itself. They pretty much need 2 removal spells to take care of it. They being your opponent. Now we're going to do 2-drops. Thalia, Garden of Thraben, Wall of Omens, Core Firewalker, Precinct Captain, Core Skyfisher, a Quarter Paladin. There's a lot of 2-drops. Saltari Monk, Seeker of the Way, Containment Priest, Grand Abolisher, Cloistered Youth, Spirit of the Labyrinth, there's more than I thought, Johnny's Pridemate, Saltari Trooper. That's actually all of them. Okay. Saltari Trooper is really good, or pretty good, because it is basically unblockable, and it's really good to put some equipment on or buff it in any way and get in for damage. Chinese Pridemate's not that great. There's not a ton of life gain in my cube, just because unless it's incidental, it kind of sucks. Spirit of the Labyrinth is super good against control, which is, I always draft control, so I have a grudge against this card because it'll stop you from drawing cards. It's symmetrical, though, so watch out for that. Don't play this in a control deck. Cloistered Youth is okay. It's just an efficient threat. Not really a threat. It's an efficient creature. It flips into 3/3, pay for 2 mana, so it's in there. It's nothing like you're super excited about, but you'll play it, or I'll play it. Containment Priest is kind of tech around things like Reanimator. I don't actually have Show and Tell or anything in my cube because I have not purchased that or Sneak Attack, but this is pretty good against that, and it's a 2/2 for 2 with Flash, so it's not like horrible. Seeker of the Way is okay. 2/2 for 2 again with Prowess, so if you're casting some removal spells, it'll get stuff out of the way with the removal spell, and then you can get it for more damage. And the lifelink is just a nice bonus. Saltari Monk is like the other Saltari guy from before, except not as good. Quarter Paladin is pretty good when you got a bunch of guys attacking because of the battle cry, and it's a 3/1 for 2, so 3 power. Grand Abolisher is pretty good. It really messes with people who want to do everything on your turn. Core Skyfisher is 2 mana for a 2/3 flyer. You have to return something in your hand, but you can sometimes turn that into a good thing because there's so many enter the battlefield abilities in cubes. You can rebuy one of those, or you can just return a land or something early on. Not as good, but Precinct Captain's pretty good. 2/2 for 2, obviously. First strike, plus it's a token generator. Core Firewalker is super good against red. And the mono red deck is definitely a thing in this cube, as in most others, so this is in there. Wall of Omens is really good for control. It's 2 mana and an 0/4, so it's a hard thing to attack and actually kill, and it draws your card, so it replaces itself. Amphalia is pretty good in aggressive decks, and it has first strike, and it's 2 power for 2 mana, so it's just efficient and strong. And now we're gonna do 3 drops, which, you know, there's probably a bunch of these. So Blade Splicer, which I like a lot because it's gets you 2 bodies. Mirror Entity, which helps with attacking with a large team. Silverblade Paladin. Silverblade Paladin's really good. Double strike on 2 creatures is quite powerful. Mirran Crusader is super strong against black and green. It's got the double strike. Bramaz King of Oreskos. I actually just added this literally yesterday, but seems super strong, and is definitely better than what I took out, which I don't even remember. I just took out stuff that never ends up in anyone's decks. So yeah, token generator, vigilance, 3/4 for 3, no downside. Why not, right? Core Sanctifiers, some artifact hate. Every color's got to have it if they can, so not really black. But Mentor the Meek. It's good in a white weenie deck. Draws you cards, so you can keep hopefully drawing into gas. Flicker Wisp is really good. It can remove a card for a turn. It's flying through power for 3, and it can also rebuy one of your enter the battlefield abilities, of which there are a lot of, such as with Blade Splicer or a Hushring Griff, which is okay. It's nothing special. Like, you'll maybe play it. Nothing that crazy with Hushring Griff. You can use it against someone like playing blue-green with a lot of bounce effects and blinking their own creatures a lot, I guess. It's fine. Four drops now. We Hero of Bladehold, which is very, very good. It's I don't know if it's first pick. I don't think it's not first pick, but you're happy to have this in pretty much any deck playing white. I've had it in control decks. I've had it in aggressive decks. Definitely something you want to be playing. Emiria Angel, it's okay. Again, it's a token generator, as is Hero of Bladehold, because it creates tokens and it has Battlecry. But token generator makes token every time you play a land. Makes a 1/1 flyer, and 1/1 flyers are not something to underestimate. What is this? Brigade Hero of Kinsbale. I don't actually know if I've seen this in a lot of decks. It seems like it's not that bad, but again, it's pretty close to being cut, I think, because there's just better 4-drops. And then Restoration Angel, again, super powerful with all the enter the battlefield abilities in Cube, and you can rebuy one of those. Not a lot of 4-drops, and this one is clearly the worst, so it's probably coming out soon, the second I find something better. Cloud Goat Ranger, always happy to play this guy. Token generator, can give himself flying, right? Yes. So he can get over your opponent's blockers. We've got Revelark, really good in deck with some green. You can have Eternal Witness. It's a combo between those guys. It's just good late game. Get some stuff back. There's Karmic Guide. Reanimator is a thing. Reanimator in this cube anyway is usually blue-black or green-black, but who said you can't play white-black Reanimator or Resolve. And then there's Geist Honored Monk, because there were a lot of token generators that I showed before, and it's pretty good with those. Vigilance, also a token generator. A token generator in itself. I'm impressed with my ability to talk to myself for this long. 6 drops. There's only one. He's quite strong. Some recursion on lower power creatures. Vigilance, 6/6 or 6. It's a Titan. You play them in Cube and in pretty much everything. 7 drops. There's one Angel of Serenity. It doesn't exactly get cast very often. It probably gets cut a lot of the time, but when you cast it, it's really good. And I have reanimated this a few times, and it's definitely a good reanimation target. So yeah, that's in there. And 8 drops. Gotta have the Avacyn Angel of Hope, because 8/8 for 8, flying, vigilance, and everything is indestructible is quite good. This is also a recent addition, and I have not seen it actually see play yet, but I expect it'll be quite good in something like Reanimator or maybe Ramp. So now we're going to do removal. We've got Swords to Plowshares, the best removal spell ever printed, ever in Magic, from the Vault. Foil, looks pretty nice. Path to Exile, the other best removal spell ever printed in Magic, I think. It gives them a land, but you either use it late game to the point where it doesn't matter, or, that's pretty much it. It's super efficient, and it's, not the worst thing to do early game. You'd like to avoid it if you can, though. We've got Oust, which is, a fine-ish removal spell. Might get cut, because I'm realizing there's a lot of removal. But, yeah, it's fine. I think I've played it once or twice. Not horrible. Condemn, another 1-mana removal spell that is pretty good. It's like a worse Swords to Plowshares. Yeah. Now for the 2-mana removal spells, we've got Pacifism, which is fine, just removes a creature. We've got Better Pacifism, Journey to Nowhere. Pacifism might get cut. I'm just that's been in here since the beginning, and I just haven't really cut it yet. And Darksteel, Mutation, which is a worse Journey to Nowhere usually. I guess you could put it on one of your own guys and they could block forever. But usually put it on an opponent's creature, and at first it's good because you remove their big threat, but it can be annoying sometimes because it's a blocker that they now have that you can't remove. So, 3-drop removal. Got Oblivion Ring. Oblivion Ring Part 2, Banishing Light. Pretty much the same card, just this one is fixed. Like a dog. Arrest. It's fine, again. It's kind of been in here since the beginning. It's very similar to Pacifism, but for 3 mana. It actually is pretty much the same for 3 mana, so that's almost certainly getting cut. And then Council's Judgment, which is quite good. It can hit something like True Name Nemesis, which is in blue, and it can just hit anything, really, because it's not targeted. Not targeted, so it can hit hexproof stuff. Yeah. And now the more expensive removal spells. Faith's Fetters. Gains 4 life. It's Oblivion Ring plus 1 mana to gain 4 life. It's pretty good in control. Helps you to stabilize. And then there's Unexpectedly Absent, which I don't know how good this card is. I've seen it in other cubes. I've never actually played it in a deck, and I've never seen or focused on anyone else doing it. I'd imagine it's pretty good if you can pay X for a few, because then it just gets it out of the way for a while, and then they have to recast it. So yeah, there's that. That's removal. Now for the rest of white. Quest for the Holy Relic. We're doing 1-drops. This isn't that great. I don't have a ton of really good equipment in Cube. I have 1 sword, Batter Skull, and Skull Clamp right now, I think. And I have Sword of the Meek for the combo. But yeah. Mana Tithe, I've got the full art version. Just because it's fun to get him with Mana Tithe sometimes. No one ever expects it. That's all the 1-drops. 2-drops, we've got Balance. You kind of have to build around Balance or play around it yourself and set it up so it's actually pretty good. Luminarch Ascension. This is a kind of a pet card, I guess. I haven't seen it in a ton of cubes, but I think it's really fun. And I have a friend that likes weird white cards like this, and he always plays it. Honor the Pure. It's don't actually know what language this is in, but it looks cooler than the original, and I know what it does. So it's all white creatures get +1/+1. So that is nice to have. That's all for 2-drops. 3-drops. Spectral Procession. That's it. That aren't removal spells, because yeah. Now we're gonna do Wrath and Wrath-like effects. So Wrath of God. Fairly simple. Destroys all creatures, can't be regenerated. There's not a lot or any regenerating creatures in this cube, but still really good. Cataclysm, which is an interesting one. I've got the bold gold bordered one. It's an interesting card. It's kind of fun. Probably doesn't get played that much, but you know, it's a fun one to have if you've got a really good threat and your opponent doesn't really, which you can definitely do in white with things like Hero of Blade Hold and stuff, but you could ramp him out with something like Soul Ring. Parallax Wave, again, gold bordered. Kind of a Wrath, maybe, a little bit. Mass removal, you could say. Sorry about the focus, by the way. It's a webcam. Then there's Rout, which is Wrath of God for 1 more mana, but you can pay another 2 mana to do it as an instant, which I have done, and it is quite good when you can manage to do that. We've got Terminus, excuse me, sorry. Terminate is in here, but it's not this card. Terminus is super good. So you can cast it for 1, and it's a Wrath. Then we'll do the 2x costs. Sorry, the 1x cost. Took that out by accident. We got Martial Coup, Token Generator, and Board Wipe. And then Armageddon, which is separate but similar because it destroys all of something. This is a fun one when you're ahead. Alright, now we're just going to do the rest of white. Stuff that's left. We've got Return to Dust. Artifacts and enchantments are big in Cube. This hits 2 of them. Now we've got 3 big X-cast spells that create tokens. We've got White Sun Zenith. That's a good one. Gets a lot of 2/2s. Cats are fun. I'm not really a cat person, but dog's not really a creature type. It's hound, right? And then there is Decree of Justice. You pretty much always cycle this, but either way, it's pretty good. Cycle it, though. It's better when you cycle it. And then the best one, in my opinion, Entreat the Angels. Played in Legacy. Yeah. 4/4s are very good, especially when you Miracle for a 4/4. Yeah. Now we got Planeswalkers. That's everything except for Planeswalkers we've done. So now, the worst white Planeswalker, in my cube anyway, Johnny Goldmane. Been thinking about cutting this guy recently. Not because he's bad himself, just because there's better stuff, and all the other Planeswalkers in white are better. But I had him, so he got put into the cube like a year or 2 ago when I made it. Next, we're the best white Planeswalker. pretty much first pickable is Elspeth Knight Errant. Super good in control, super good in aggro, good all around. Played in Modern, played a little bit in Legacy, maybe I want to say. Auto include for sure. Then Gideon Jura. I have some friends that don't like this card. I think he's really good and super awesome to have in a control deck because you don't get hit and you can hit them. And then another Elspeth, Sun's Champion. Super good finisher and control. Not as good as this Elspeth, but probably the second best. Or tied for second with Gideon. But yeah, those are the Planeswalkers in white. That is white in my cube. Here's all the... That's white. Thanks for watching. There will be a link in the description to the cube on Cube Tutor if you want to check it out. Leave suggestions for cards I should add or stuff I should change that hopefully isn't super duper expensive because I'm not rolling in it, you know. So yeah, thanks for watching. Link in the description and leave suggestions in the comments. Bye.